All right, we are clearing the track. Clear the track. Joe, do not do that jump. We're clearing the track, clearing the track. I'll let Corey get us started here in a minute.
What, are you talking about me? We're supposed to be talking about racing here. We've got a few minutes left. The track is closed down right now, and in just about a minute or two, we'll ask for your attention on the infield for a quick meeting for our athletes. Kiddie Kilo registrants, don't go anywhere. It's going to be a couple races before we call you out, but we'll be getting to you soon. Friday Night Racing just about ready to start here in a few more moments.
Hey, Cap 4 men. You want to go do your rollout really, really quick. Run like the wind. Cap 4 men, roll out.
As our Cat 4 men competitors, they're wrapping things up for their rollout procedure. A good time to head over to Tabasto and pick up a fantastic handheld savory pie. Ready to serve. You don't have to wait unless there's a line. You can pick up your dinner conveniently today from the food truck behind the building here. We'll have food trucks throughout the rest of the season, rotating every Friday night. And we are really close to bringing you back the beverage garden. So if you're feeling thirsty on a Friday night, we will be pouring Locust Ciders and Postdoc Brewery coming up awfully soon. We're just waiting for the permits to return from the state. There is still time to sign up for those Kiddie Kilos too. So if you're out in the park and haven't made your way into the Velodrome yet, you can still come on over with the youngins. As long as they got a helmet and any sort of wheeled automobile vehicle thing between their legs. It can be a push bike, it can be a scooter, really. As long as they're safe, and they're signed up, they can get some numbers and join us for a fun lap on the track. Registration still open for the Kiddie Kilo, free for the youngins to get out here on the track tonight. And with that, we're going to turn down the music and ask for your attention on the infield for our athletes to make a quick little meeting. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Hi, I'm on the podiums. Thanks for coming, and thanks for the spectators. There's so many of you. Yeah. Woohoo. Really quick. First of all, there's racing on Sunday at 1 p.m. You all can race. Spectator admission is free, so if you want to come by, you can do that. But Sunday, 4th of July celebration, come join us, please. It'll be super fun. Other general information for racers. Our rail starts are back. Yes, you can all clap for that. So normal rail starts, no more staging in the infield, which means you are exiting immediately into the warm-up circle. No more victory laps, okay? Yes. Exit immediately into the warm-up circle. That also means people riding in the warm-up circle, you cannot ride 3 or 4 wide. You always need to leave a lane on the right, especially when a race is coming through. If you are 4 wide, you're going to get run over or yelled at, so just be really aware of that. I know, just be very, very careful. I'm trying to think. I think we're good besides that. Come race on the 4th. It'll be super fun. Do you have anything else? Madison, we have a Madison clinic on the 5th, which is Monday. There's a Google Form sign up. I'll send that out as well, but it's a Madison clinic on Monday. There'll be mock racing. It'll be super fun. If you've never done that, come do that. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Dot for the race schedule announcements.
Thank you, Mara. First off, I noticed there's a couple of bikes out here that have computers on them. Please make sure those are either upside down or not readable, covered, so you can't read anything off of them during racing. Schedule tonight is in the order of Cat 3s, 1-2s, women, and then 4s. We're starting off with scratch races. 3s have 10 lap, 1-2s 12 laps, women 10 laps, and 4s 8 laps. After that, we're doing the crawl and then the kilo, right? The Marymoor crawl, which we hope you all participate in, followed by the Kiddie Kilo. After the Kiddie Kilo, we watch those guys go around. We'll do missing out for the 3s, the 1-2s, and women. For the 3s and the 1-2s, we're going to be going down to 5 riders left and then the sprint. So the bell will be, so you'll see 2 to go when there's 6 riders left on the track. For women, when there's 4 riders left, it should be 2 to go. The 4s, you're doing a 4x3 win and out. The last set is points races. Cat 3s, 6x5, 1-2s, 7x5, women, 5x5, and the 4s do a 4x5, I believe. 4x5. Cat 3s to the rail, please.
All right, and with that, I can officially welcome you to the start of our event tonight. It's Friday Night Racing getting started here with our Cat 3 men as our first field up to the rail, please. We've got scratch races to open things up, and these are going to be fast, relatively short events that are going to certainly end in some exciting sprints, unless there's someone feeling pretty wily tonight that wants to get out in front of this crowd early, because it's going to be over in the blink of an eye. Our first crew up now. Cat 3 men to the rail, please, for the scratch race. All right, Cat 3 showing up to race. Look at this. All right, we'll get you started with the officials here in just a moment. We'll make sure everybody's here and ready to start, and we'll get this thing on the neutral. All right, first whistle is in the neutral. Automotive racing is known to do the same thing, just to neutralize racing to ensure that everyone starts with no unfair advantages. So, our group gathering themselves up, and once they are all together out of turn 4, the final bend coming onto the home straight, they will get the signal to start the race with another whistle. Thanks for joining us here. It's a great crowd here on a Friday night. The beautiful Friday Night Racing, our first in the month of July, and we got plenty more racing going on this month, including, you heard Amara promoting the July 4th celebration we have going on, 1 p.m. racing on the 4th. If you have no midday plans and enjoy watching some racing, we'll also be streaming it, so you can check it out on YouTube and Facebook. And that is a signal that racing is underway. Cat 3 is rolling on by on their first lap. 10 to go. Scratch racing is a race for the finish line, so nothing to get in the way of just going speedy. The idea here is the first rider to cross the line after 10 laps is our winner. In a big field like this, there are lots of ways to try to win the race. But again, with a shorter distance like this, we've intentionally made the distances a little bit shorter at the start of this program because we got some hefty points races to end the evening. These are going to be really favoring some of our fast finishers and likely will be some big sprints. We'll see how these riders choose to play it out. This is Hyun Lee now coming to the front on 9 to go. Giving room for Kit Colbert, another Seattle competitor for the Broadmark team. Riders taking their turns at the front of the field. This is a pretty normal formation as riders at this speed are going to try to find a wheel to get on. If they can be behind a rider, that's going to be good for them because then they get to be in the draft. If you've ever been out on a bike ride before, you know how much help that can be. Much more effort to be on the front of this field than to be in the middle of it. And as they pick up speed, when we get these large fields, if you're anywhere in the middle of that, you're actually kind of pulled along with the speed of the group. The faster the riders go, the more that impact can be felt. And if you're on the home straight, you might have felt that as the wedge goes by. You'll feel that tonight. Breeze feeling awfully good on this warm evening. 8 laps as they came across the line that time. On deck will be the Cat 1-2 men, so the warm-up circle is for you. Cat 1-2 men, you will be our next group up. Sort of a moderate tempo here in the early laps. Nobody pushing the pace too hard. So the field bunching up a little bit, still trying to be efficient. That was Adam Leopold, number 326, pulls up out of the way. And as he does so, there's a little bit of tension at the front of the field. But still, as you can see, the back part of the field is bunching. That means it's not so fast that even the riders in the back are trying to find a space to hide. They're okay kind of being side by side. The further away from the front you are, the further away you are from the moves. If there's an attack and you're way at the back, that's a long ways to make up to the front. So as this race gets down to the final laps, watch for riders to move from the middle or the back of the field towards the front and reposition themselves. Otherwise, they may be left out of the fast speed of the final sprint. 6 to go. About to be halfway through this thing. It's going to show 5 to go, and we've got a bit of a move here. You can see some riders taking advantage of the slower speed. It's going to be Z-Dog moving along with one of our juniors, Carl Pratis in the black. Z-Dog's got those orange highlights on his kit, so you can see him from all the way across here. That's Adam Leopold joining in on the fun. That's going to make a group of 3. So they've decided that maybe the sprint isn't the way to go, or at the least Z-Dog's move is worth joining in on. Why sprint against 20 when you can sprint against 3? Z-Dog sees 4 to go. Pratis and Leopold have joined in. That's bib 304. Carl Pratis, the rider that takes the front. 326, Leopold in the middle of that formation. The field is organized, sort of. There are efforts at the front to catch. And you can notice that the speed has picked up from that main group, and riders are kind of vying for the front position. The thing is, though, the distance from the leaders to the pack is not such a distance that they could not catch in the sprint. So there's not necessarily the need to go all the way and catch right now. So they might leave him out here dangling for 3 more laps if that's the way they think it's going to work out. Bib 328 is Ben Flaum trying to now be the next rider to do some effort to catch back on. It looks like Z-Dog's already made the calculation. He says, I'm going to backpedal just a little bit here. Pratis continues on the pedal as he's putting down some power right now, trying to hold off the charge from this field. As Z-Dog gets caught by the group, he's still moving. The junior in the black and blue for the Jerry Baker Jr. squad is looking around saying, I got to keep going, I guess. Here we go. 2 to go. 2 to go. Leopold also sitting up a little bit, maybe want to reset himself. Ben Flaum is in the hunt, though. The rider in black and orange that's now come to the front, number 328, brings with him a lineup of 6, starting to separate themselves a little bit from some riders behind them. As the bell will be ringing shortly, it'll be Pratis with a short advantage, a short lead here on the rest of the field. Can he hold them off? I've seen him with a very impressive 400-meter effort. Does he have enough, though, here? Pratis still on the front. Can he hold him off? 1 to go. It's 1 to go, Pratis. Gritting his teeth. Flaum's in the chase, looking like he's calm and collected. Flaum with a good motor and able to just pull this field around and hold on to Pratis for this much time. Carl's starting to lose a little bit of speed here on the field, and now the charge is really coming around the corner. It's going to be Hoggins Berman coming outside of the field. It's the black and blue, and now the second effort from the middle of the field out of the turn. Look out for the sprinter's lane. Austin Hillsbreath putting himself in the perfect position. Can he hold on here? Hillsbreath all the way to the line. It's going to be a sprint, and Hillsbreath will hold on to it. It's Austin down in that sprinter's lane. Number 320. Cal Spranger also in a great position. I think might have found second as he notched his way in the middle of that thing. Lots of folks rooting for Pratis to hold on, just not able to make it quite in time. Like I said, those are fast races. Here comes another fast one. Cat 1-2, you're up for your ready area here. Come on to the rail. Cat 1-2 men to the rail, please. Up next, women for your scratch race. All right, here we go. Cat 1-2 men for their 12-lap scratch. It's 2 laps longer, but I don't think it's going to take any more time. I expect this one to be a burner. 12 laps in this scratch. They're in the neutral right now. We'll get them started out of turn 4. If you're unfamiliar with competitive cycling or just any of the sort of organizations around the sport, those categories do have to do with speed and experience as riders gain upgrade points and work their way up the ladder towards these categories. So Cat 1-2 men would be our fastest group of riders that compete on the weekly basis that we host racing here. They also tend to have longer lap distances. So you'll notice in a program that generally we up the distances for those that have more experience and more speed behind them. Field sitting nice and high and about ready to get started as it looks like they're well together. Off we go on the first lap. And back from a slight detour, our man of the first lap is going to try to start this thing with 12 to go, but so is Galen Erickson. Going to make a move. He wants lap number 1. Whoa! There's no waiting here. I told you this will be a burner, folks. We're moving right away as Galen's up and out of the saddle, throwing that thing around and gets himself right down to the sprinter's lane in front of the field. Now everybody has to play catch up quickly. Galen might just be trying to move things along in this very first lap as a second warm-up. Who knows? But this does accelerate things quickly. 11 to go. It's Erickson on the front. Isaac Jurassic for Liquid Velo matches speed. Number 4, Andy Baker, the former leader of the lap there, stays at the front of the field and now pulls up and out of the way for Nolan Adams. Couple riders that I'll just kind of draw your attention to from this early season that have been doing very well out of these masked fields. One of them right here has been off the front a ton and has been really showing his dominance from the front of the field as Martinez now sits on the front of the group, number 18. Right behind him, another one that's been really successful out of the field with some of these big sprints is number 15. Matty Hers pulls up to the right. So there's a couple riders to keep your eyes on if you're kind of new into watching the Friday night series here. We'll see how those two riders decide to play this one. It's going to be a tough one to get away. Again, with this short of distance, I would be very surprised if anyone lets anything break off the front. There's going to be efforts by the field to keep this all together, I imagine. Already seeing 9 to go. Brando for Found Cycling, number 6, pulls up to the right. Galen is, I guess, wants some speed today. He is not up for this moderate tempo that they're sitting at, so he'll pick things back up again as he comes to the front. You can see the red and blue of his jersey, the white helmet. He's followed by the laser. Henry Kaiser, one of our junior competitors, matching pace well. Liquid Velo finds himself in a nice lineup here as Vern Cole magically takes the front at 8 to go, and his crew is right with him. That's Andrew Pryhuber, and another one to watch tonight, John Bowie, number 3. plans and designs to go compete at nationals this year, and looks like he's in good form. He's been very successful here on our Friday nights. So keep your eye on number 3 in the black and green to do something big here in the scratch. I would not be surprised to see him at the front of the field at the end of tonight. There's a couple of riders in the white and blue that are also quick finishers. Both Siegel and Karlberg known for their sprinting capacities. Siegel is number 27. He's right at the front of the group. Karlberg in bib number 1 is mid-back of the group. A couple more to watch if this thing stays all together, and if they can get into a good position. That Broadmark team's got some fast finishers. Speaking of another fast rider, it's going to be Andy Baker that decides to push the pace rather than sit on the pedals any longer. That's number 4 in the white, now leading things out. He's got a couple riders in his tail, but at 6 to go, acceleration is the game. He's going to play it. Past the halfway point already. Activity at the front, but quickly rotating out as riders are starting to abandon the effort. Some riders you'll see will quickly get off the front at this speed because they're saying, I'm not doing the effort. I want to save it for the sprint. Bowie and Karlberg sit side by side momentarily at 5 to go. Found Cycling has Chris Wilson now sitting at the front. He's wearing number 39 in that dark green kit. One of our local Seattle teams with lots of representatives here at the track recently. Found Cycling. Both riders pull up to the right. Baker finds himself sitting on the front again. Oh, we have a bit of a mechanical coming down into the out of turn 4. He'll cruise right on through and be okay. Yeah, it's a good reminder that these guys do not have brakes. So just has to cruise to a stop. Once you lose your gear, once you lose that chain, you can't slow down. You're just going to cruise, let friction do its job. So as Galen pulls out of the way, the rest of the field continuing to surge. Riders taking their turns at the front. At 3 to go, it'll be Bowie now bringing the train up. So in the final 3 laps, this is where positioning in the wheel will matter. So riders are going to pick a wheel in the next couple laps or so, especially the riders that don't want to be in the lead. They're looking for a lead out. They might try to find a wheel, sneak into a good spot, say, okay, who's going to be the one to do the work here that I can get on, and then beat them at the line. Okay, I see a move from Martinez, who doesn't like sitting above the blue line. One of our new upgrades into the field, Isaac Jurassic, joins in. As the Liquid Velo team gaining a new junior in the field, number 46 and number 18 reinstigate things at 2 to go, and the entire field, unsurprisingly, not lost too much power yet. They're still willing to catch just about anything that goes off the front. And as soon as they're caught, the impetus is dropped. That motivation lost as everyone sits above the blue line and resets themselves, hoping to get ready for the big sprint. Underneath the open sprinters lane, we've got that white helmet, the green kit. That's Chris Wilson, and the bell's ringing at 1 to go. Where are our riders at 1 to go? Let's see what we got. Chris Wilson going to try to lead this thing out. Andy Baker, the next rider up. Nolan Adams, number 11, following him. And there's Matty Hers, I mentioned him earlier, number 15. Number 3, John Bowie in a great spot. Look out for Karlberg as well. Trying to follow the right wheel. It's going to be Bowie accelerating around the corner. He's going to be right alongside Andy Baker here in a moment. Can Karlberg catch back up? Watch from the rider to the back as well. Bowie and Baker at the front. Oh, the big swing on the outside. Is it going to be enough? Karlberg coming. Bowie will get it. Karlberg barely getting nipped there. Bowie had a very good position and had the advantage from the start of it. Brando for Fount Cycling, number 6, also in a great spot. I think he might have gotten 3rd. It was awfully close between him and Karlberg. Coming in out into the warm-up circle. Be reminded to stay to the left. Leave that lane open. Thank you. Women competitors, come on out. All right, on the track now, our women competitors, they've got a scratch race as well, showing 10 to go. All right, hope you've been enjoying yourself here on this beautiful Friday night. We got a couple more fields in the scratch race. Then we got the fun Marymoor crawl, and then, of course, the main event tonight, the Kiddie Kilo. Come on, let's not kid ourselves. We know why we're here. Good time here between the races, too. Tabasum's still open if you want to pick up a quick bite to eat. It's a perfect size to kind of add if you had an early dinner. If you're just feeling like a little bit of extra hunger pains tonight, go grab a real quick, delicious pie out from the truck behind the building here. Hot and ready to serve. Got meat pies. They've got some vegetarian options, and they are fantastically seasoned and ready to serve right now. Come over to Tabasum and pick up your meal. Whistle sounds and the race is underway. Our women are now off for 10 fast laps of scratch racing. Heather Nielsen, number 111, takes the front to start things off. In our largest field for this category I've seen in the season. Getting a good look there if you're on the stream right now, which I haven't mentioned too much yet. We got Coach Cam out there as Amara Edwards is wearing the head cam so we can get a first-person view of what it looks like to be in the race. Our thanks to our community for helping support and sponsor developments in our online streaming capacity. If you'd like to take a look at that or share that tonight, I'd remind you that we do have a website where you can see tonight's schedule, start lists, and the stream all in one place. That website is velodrome.org/live. Again, that's velodrome.org/live. And what would be really helpful for us and for our organization is if you could leave a thumbs up and share those videos to someone out there that might be interested in what we're doing here. That would be just awesome. Again, velodrome.org/live, useful for both our spectators and our racers if they want to keep an eye on what's going on. Things cooking along here early in the race at 8 to go. It's going to be, looks like Center Cycle is coming to the front, and that's going to be Annette Williams. Dominant here in the early part of the season, wearing number 102. It's been tough to beat this woman. A couple of our Portland competitors coming up here. It's both Alinda and now Jenna Lingwood pulling up to the front of the field. Seven to go. And this will likely be another one of these events where things come down to the final couple laps, as the pace right now is not enough to try to shed riders off, as Kelly Darlene will take her turn to the front. And this is looking pretty organized at the moment, very efficient, as riders are kind of getting in this mostly single file formation. Rider at the front doing the most work and taking those 200-meter pulls. Go run a lap at your local high school track and field sort of track. That's the same distance out here, a 400-meter track, so half laps are pretty good distance to take. As you'll know, if you're into the Olympic sport at all, you'll see that it's pretty common for most velodromes across the world to be 250 to 333 meters in length. Ours quite large in comparison. It would do me well to remind our Kiddie Kilo competitors that it's going to be a couple races until we have you, and we will be opening that gate that's right in front of the kids there coming onto the track, and it swings open, so there will be a need to back up away from the rail a little bit to make room. I'll just give you that heads up now. And in general, the younger the rider is, the further up they'll be, the sooner they'll be. So you can kind of be prepared for that. For the Kiddie Kilos, again, we're going to need to swing that gate open. And if your younger riders can move more towards the front, and our more large bikes, older riders towards the back, that'll help us get organized when it's time for the Kiddie Kilo. Emily Alexander has got the yellow frame under, the black and green for the Liquid Velo team. She's sitting at the front now, takes her turn and pulls out of the way. Leah Holslander, one of our juniors now, finds her way on the lead of the group. It's Jenna Lingwood at the front now, looking down and waiting to see who may take the wheel next. It'll be a net once again to the front. And notice the back of the field here is starting to bunch. That's because they're not wanting to sit on the back of this pace. It's slow enough that they can reposition and push up a little bit, not be too far away from the front. Not many laps left to go. If riders are hoping to beat anyone in a different format than just a mass sprint, now's the time to make a move, and that's exactly what Kelly Darlene was thinking. She's going to be seeing 3 to go, and Darlene, one of our younger riders out here, she's still a junior. A speedster for sure, going to be competing in junior nationals in Pennsylvania along with 15 other juniors from the junior team here at the track. Trying to get into top shape and making a nice move here in the middle of the race. Her game plan is now to be in tempo and just try to hold off the charge from the riders behind her. That's going to be a tall order. It's now Jenna Lingwood in that bright colored jersey charging down. She's making some headway here at 2 to go. It's still Darlene on the front, get some help from the crowd. Lingwood and now Scoville moving quickly. Another one of our juniors has been very successful in the early parts of this season in that orange helmet. As they catch, they are all very happy to sit high and say, you know what, we did our job. We'll bring this back together right before the bell rings at 1 to go. So the crowd coming back together again here and turn 3 right as they go across the Stanley sign. Underneath at the blue line, coach is moving up towards the front, watching for somebody to make a move underneath her. As the bell's ringing, the sprinters lane's basically wide open. Who's going to make the first move? Kelly's waiting and looking. She's got a rider right on her, though. She knows she's got someone glued to the wheel. She's got to make the move now. So Kelly takes the front spot. Look out for Scoville and Williams, both in a perfect spot as well. Catherine Wade Easley, the rider in light blue, in a good spot as well, but may not be able to come up to the front in time. Is from the sprinters lane. It'll be now coming up to the rider in orange, Scoville and Williams fighting it out. Williams and Lingwood. Williams, Lingwood, Scoville go 1, 2, 3 for the fast finish. Nice. That'll be it for the women's first race, and we'll see them again back in the middle of our program. We got one more scratch race about ready to come up as we finish a couple more of our awesome juniors here in this fantastic women's field. It is time for the Cat 4 men for the scratch race. To the rail, please. You're getting the signal to the rail, Cat 4 men. Watch out for the riders coming on the warm circle, too. Up next, the Marymoor Crawl. Open Marymoor Crawl coming up next. All right, in our final scratch race tonight, the Cat 4 men racing 8 laps. It is so great to have a crowd here, and one of the things you can do is, at the least, put your hands together, make a little noise as riders go by. It really does help the environment here. We pride ourselves in a good place to foster a community on both sides of the rail. Speaking of which, it's a good time to talk about getting into the action. If you want to get into the action yourself, get on one of these fixed gear bikes. There are track bikes specifically made for racing. We've got a whole fleet of them just waiting for you to try out racing yourself, and it's pretty easy to sign up and give it a shot if you think you might want to join us. All you got to do is head to velodrome.org and go to the education tab, and the best way to first get in, if you just really want to just put your toes in the water to see what it's like, sign up for the Adult Try the Track. It's a $10 1-hour opportunity to use our bike, get some help from some staff, and just play around on the bike, see what it's like, get some help getting up to speed and getting fit onto the thing. Information on velodrome.org. Find the education tab and off you go. The racing is underway and we got 8 laps to go. Again, this is going to be a quick one with only 8 laps in this field. Couple recent upgrades. It looks like a different field to me. We got some riders joining us for the first time this season. Plus, we lost a few in the upgrade process to the Cat 3 field, so that it keeps changing every week, as it often does in this group. But it has been a fun field to watch this season, as there's been a lot of speedy racers coming through this crowd every week. Audi's got a fast one here with Ryan Meinhardt wanting to set the tempo very early. Watch him in this race, as well as a rider right on his wheel, one of our juniors who's had a big amount of success in these group sprints out of the field. So watch out for Carson Funt, number 415. Another rider to have your eye on. One fast lap down as Meinhardt pulls out of the way and Funt takes the lead. Keep things rolling quickly. Seeing 6 to go. Another one of our juniors is going to be Parker Stanford, number 417. Pulls up to the right-hand side, does his turn at the front. Another opportunity for my promoing here of what's going on in our community. If you want to take a longer track class and just get okayed to start racing, you can also check out that education tab for adult classes. The adult classes are a 4-hour weekend class, $40 for adults to sign up and learn everything you need to know to start racing. After that class is done, you're invited to join us on Monday nights for beginning racing, where we have small fields with lots of help. They're there to make you feel safe and kind of debrief with you after each race is over, talk through what happened. It's a fantastic way to get into the sport. That starts by signing up for one of those weekend classes, and then you get into those Monday nights, and before you know it, you're out here joining the Cat 4s. You don't need a team. You don't need anything too fancy. We got bikes you can rent until you figure out your own equipment. We'll help you get started. At 4 to go, we got 1 mile of racing left. Dyna Racing is Scott Grinzel up there. Mr. G takes a turn at the front and pulls out of the way. Number 434. Ryan Meinhardt finds himself back at the front again, but though he's not in the sprinter's lane, he's leaving that room open as he doesn't want to do too much of an effort here. We're getting into the final bits of this very short race. Stan Douglas, one of the fastest finishers in this crew. If he can get up to speed, look out for him. Number 420 at the front of the field, down in the sprinter's lane. I won't see him pull around too much effort early, but if you can get him in the right place at the right time, he is going to be a rocket that they got to keep their eyes on. And they're aware he is a known quantity here. Number 432 right behind him is Ben Jurassic. Another one of our successful riders here, another junior in the field for Liquid Velo. Douglas looking around, rider 420 in that light blue colored jersey. Now he's going to be overtaken by a couple riders making the move from the rail. David Gilchrist almost making it down to the sprinter's lane. Hesitates momentarily as maybe Meinhardt was going to make the move first. Gilchrist will take it. Everyone's seeing 2 to go. As David's moving the pace, Ryan Meinhardt joins in on the front. There's Carson Funt right at the front again. Well, there might be something brewing in the middle of this field. Look out. Raul Munoz, number 430, all the way from Mercer Island in the white and black, is making the big move here. Ahead of the bell, so it's a pretty long effort. 2 laps around the track is a big effort to make for sure, nearly a kilometer of top speed. He starts to pull up, and he's waiting for someone else to make the counter move. 1 to go. Funt looking around. He'll take the sprinter's lane. Meinhardt riding alongside of him. It's Funt now taking the lead. He's just going to have to go full speed now all the way around the track. Can he hold on? It'll be Meinhardt trying to chase him down. Here comes another kid I was talking about earlier. It's Ben Jurassic. I mentioned him a few laps back, the rider in black and green, but look out for still Funt on the front. Can he hold on to that front position? Is he still in the lead opposition? It's Meinhardt chasing down. Coming into the corner, it might be a forward sprint. Mr. G's made his appearance here. Oh, goodness. Who's going to do it? Mr. G. Grinzel from the outside for Dyna Racing makes a big move from 5 or 6 riders back and finds his way all the way to the front. Meinhardt was so close, but the unknown quantity there was Scott Grinzel coming from several bikes back to make that a 4-wide sprint. Our officials are throwing out a relegation to 415 for impacting that sprint. Did not hold the line in the sprint to rider 415 for not holding the line in the sprint. Once again, that's a relegation in the final sprint to 415.
crawl riders, get to the rail either straight up or around the track. Straight to the rail or around the track, crawl riders.
You heard tomorrow. Let's go. We want to see a lot of riders in the crawl. Come on up. If you haven't seen the Marymoor crawl before, I'll talk a little bit about it once the riders are actually doing it. In the meantime, we'll get them up here. Another good chance for you to go to Tabasum and pick up that quick bite if you're feeling a little hungry. It's the perfect size, I'm telling you. If you had an early dinner, you just need a little thing to hold you over tonight, grab one of these fantastic savory pies and enjoy that tonight. It's going to fill you up just right. Tabasum's got you to go here. They are quick as well, as they're already made. They're just keeping them nice and warm for you. They made them this morning, and they're ready to serve. All right, folks, hoping to have a great time tonight. This is going to be a couple of fun races coming up, and we expect a lot of noise from you on the next couple races. The crawl is a fun one. It's a novelty race. You're going to want to make some noise on the one-lap event that's about to occur. Following that will be the Kiddie Kilo. So Kiddie Kilo registrants, we're going to get you lined up between the grandstands here. So if you're not over here yet, please head on over for getting set up for the Kiddie Kilo. Make sure you have your numbers on and bring that bike over, and we'll get you set up. Kiddie Kilo riders should come on over between the grandstands so you can get ready to start. And this is our spectator favorites coming up, so we'll have some fun with these as we're about ready to get this thing underway. Last call for the crawl, a couple more riders coming up to the rail, and we'll get it started. And the whistle sounds for the start of the crawl. If you've not seen it before, riders must stay behind the finish line until the bell rings, and they don't know how long that's going to be. In other words, from where they started to this finish line here, they have all that track space to not cross the line until the bell rings. If they do so, they're out. They can also get out if they use anything to help them stay upright besides their own bike skills. Whoa, JC Pyle with the big moves. Whoa. He's like, I do this every week. Twice a week. Oh, man, he's well practiced. The no-hand stand. And this is a track stand here, and, of course, because the bikes are totally locked in with those gears, you pedal back, they move backwards. You're able to apply both forward and back pressure to keep the bike upright. Oh, there's a foot down. A couple riders making their way out. As if you use a foot on the ground, if you lean on somebody, use the rail, any of those things are disqualifiers. This has become a little bit of like a junior favorite around here, as all of our juniors tend to take a lot of pride in being able to do our local race. This was indeed invented here when it was called Marymoor Velodrome at the time, but the Marymoor crawl. Oh, geez, we just lost a few there. Oh, Scott gets boogered out. It's on the jersey, folks. I'm just reading. All right, we were losing them fast. They're dropping, but we still got quite a few out here. I see about 10 riders still standing up on their bikes. The closest up to the front, Joe Spranger, Andrew Karlberg right behind them, both showing perfect form for the track stand. Will Fowler, Matty Hers, all in the front of this group. Carl Pratis is in the mix here. Look out for Eric Waterman. Also holding on for Dyna Racing. A couple riders in the back of the group. Oh, man. Who's going to come up here to the line next, or is everybody going to just hold their place? They're just frozen like statues. When is that bell ringing? Is it time yet? He moves to the bell, but still no sound. Oh, come on. No! We lost another. One by one, they fall. Oh, Z-Dog's out as well. Okay, well, we still got plenty left in the field. Oh, man, Henry's in a good spot up here along the rail. Joe has just been proudly sitting in the sprinter's lane, a bike and a half back from that line. He's just like, I'm ready. I'm ready for this jump. Eric Waterman's making his move. Will it ring? Will it ring? Everyone's getting so exhausted holding up. Maddie's going to nice slow roll on up. Number 15 right in the middle of the track here. Once this bell rings, it's one lap to go. It's an all-out sprint. Come on now. Maddie! Oh! Jeez. Andrew Pryor says, okay, my turn. Number 36 for Liquid Velo comes up. There's still Will Fowler just looking like this is easy. He's been doing this all day long. Is that Meinhardt back there that's hanging out like it's nobody's business? Oh, man. He's just like, no problem. I got this. these one-lap events, you know, we'll see. There's some gearing things going on in here that I could talk about for a one-lap event. We're going to see how this plays out. Man, how long did you guys set it for? Zach's just laughing now. Our officials are like, this is fun. Oh, there it goes. Okay, I was just about to talk about something else. Eric Waterman at the front, but the big moves coming from number 44 is Henry Kaiser, one of our juniors. He's got a quick gear. He's going to get up to speed quick. Then he's got to hold on. The laser gets out in front fast. Man, that was a tiring effort, and Henry's still fresh. He's still going. You can get some cash for this one, too. He's like, I want the payout. Let's go. The slowest lap in track racing won in this fast fashion by Henry Kaiser. And the second place will go to Pryhuber. I think the cash goes too deep. I don't remember. All right, folks, it's time to start the Kiddie Kilos. We'll let you know. We've got help over there, so as riders come out, we'll get this thing going. My job here is mostly just to fill the airspace, because otherwise it just sounds kind of quiet. But generally speaking, as the kids come around, you're going to see our our littlest ones to the oldest ones. So you'll see the bikes get bigger and the kids get a little bit faster. But they're just going to be out here, and all we're going to do is cheer them the heck on, because it's a heck of a lot of fun to cheer on these youngsters. The future of the sport, having some fun out here. All right, our first group, the push bikes, the littlest ones. I imagine this might just be a front straight effort. We'll see. Cat 3s, you will be up after the Kiddie Kilo. Cat 3s for the elimination races beginning after Kiddie Kilo. And they're off. One fantastic lap around the track. Stay down to the left, kids. I know that you want to be up where the big people are. I get it. Nice. And we got a few finishing here on the home straight. Couple of push bikes in style. This isn't just the Kiddie Kilo. This is like the little spinners, because those legs are going. Here comes our first finishers coming into turn 4. The home straight will give them plenty of love as they come through. Oh, yeah. All right. All the way through that finish line. Keep going, keep going. Woo! Off into the grass. You're done. You're done. Nice job. Off to the grass. Someone's got to tell Keyline that they're all wrapped up. It's so fun, though. Did we have a warm-up circle competitor? And that's just smart. That is good riding.
It looks like we had a lot of warm-up circle, little shortcut riders. Totally fine. Keep it going all the way to the line and then head to the grass and hang out there. And we have a push bike way over there. Okay, once you get all the way to the finish. There we go. Keep it going, keep it going. All right, we have a fast finisher here coming out of the warm-up circle. So kids, once you finish, hang out down there. We'll get you your medals once everyone finishes. All the way to the finish line, all the way to the finish line. Oh, we had a sneaky push bike doing the whole lap. Good job. All the way. Nice work, nice work. All the way to the finish. All right, Henry, make sure they're all the way into the grass. Push them a little further. Let's cheer on the push. Oh, are we done? Oh, push bike's taking a left. All right, next group, come here. Next group, come on. Okay, we have one lap down on the black. Watch out, parents. Here we go. Ready, set, go. There we go. Try to stay down on the apron. Go, 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 go. All right, here's our first finisher out of corner 4. Cheer them on. Go, 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 go. All the way and then finish in the grass. All the way and then finish in the grass. Keep going. All the way and then finish in the grass. Nice job, Kaden. Nice job. There we go. Going finish into the grass. Nice work. All the way, all the way. Look at that leg speed. Spin, 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 spin. Go ahead and make sure you get all the way into the grass. Here's our last 3. Dennis is getting the up-close look there. There we go, all the way and finish in the grass. Look at them cheering each other on. That is great. Big kids, come here. Big kids, come here. All big kids. We're going to do one big last run. Come on down. Come on down.
Okay, everybody down.
Bigger kids. Come on. You can make it. All right, we're going to do one last fast lap. We're all going to be safe, making sure we're staying down here if we can. Are we ready? Okay, ready, set, go. Last big lap. Watch out, parents. Watch out, parents. This is a great time to talk about. Once these kids turn 8 or 9, we have track camps, summer camps where they get on the track bikes. We teach them everything. We have the bikes. It is very, very cool. Oh, there's a race down the back straight. I have to know for a fact, the rider with the pink helmet, that would be a world champion's daughter right there. So she's moving pretty quick. That would be Kieran. They're moving quick. Here comes the sprint finish all the way down. And then go and exit into the grass. Cheer everybody on. Cheer everybody on. Nice work. All the way. Oh, there's a sprint finish here. Keep on going. Keep on going. Nice work. Nice work. Go and exit into that grass. We will do a mass exodus. Once looks like we have one more on the back straight. We have a few more in corner 4. Oh, it looks like we had a lap 2 for one of our younger riders. Awesome. Keep on going. Keep on going. And then we have one more in corner 4. We'll give her the loudest cheer. Nice work, everybody. Nice work. There we go. Here comes our last rider. We got to start hyping it up. Do the wave, Just to bring it on. Let's go all the way. Nice job. Woohoo. There we go. Keep it going. Keep it going. All the way. All right, and that is going to be it. So all the Kiddie Kilo participants, you need to come back where you started. So follow me onto the track. Walk this way, ride this way. We have medals for everyone. Medals for everyone. So come on, you got to go back to your sign-in table. Cat 3s, just be patient. There we go. So everyone all the way out. The medals are way back there. Go get your medal. There we go. Make sure you safely around this corner. Safely around the corner. It's a race out of here.
All right. Next group to the rail. Cat 3 men to the rail. All right. Well, now that Kiddie Kilo is over, it's all downhill. So, just kidding. We got some great races coming up. These are going to be elimination style races. We'll be watching the back of the field more than the front for most of it. Cat 3's up now. On deck, Cat 1, 2 men. All right, we're in the neutral, but these are going to be pretty quick neutrals most likely, as riders are going to want to get into position very quick. If you're out the back of this field right after this first lap is done, you're out of the race. You cannot be the last rider across the line if you want to stay in. We're going to be eliminating down to 5 in this field, so there won't really be laps to go. Sometimes there's no pole laps, so it can get a little confusing. We will show 2 to go when there are 6 riders left in the field. All right, we are underway. Next lap, last rider across the line is done. All right, now this is going to be kind of common, so I'll talk about it a fair amount in this race and not so much in the rest of these races, but you'll see that this formation looks a lot like a kind of a wedge or a sort of a wing shape. As riders come to the home straight, that starts to flatten out as the back side of that group along the rail begins to accelerate and sprint. And let's see. 3:22. It's David Bryan caught on lap 1. So what I'm saying here is as that wing starts to flatten out, what's going to happen is the sprinters that are up along the rail actually have more room to maneuver than those that are stuck in the sprinters lane down at the bottom of the track, because that part of this formation tends not to be very mobile. It tends to be very consistent. So if you're down to the left, you're kind of just have to deal with whatever's happening in front of you. You don't have a lot of ability to change that. 3:20, Hillsbreath. If you're on the stream, you're catching Carl Pratis, one of our juniors. He's got the rear-facing camera there, and he's got a few riders in his view. As he's being kind of one of the sneaky riders in the middle of the group, trying to position himself in a way where he can kind of sprint around the outside. Now, it's actually, he slots into the back of the bottom of the field, so now he doesn't really have a lot of maneuverability here as he's kind of down in that sprinter's lane, and riders will be coming up and around him to the right. It's a tough place to be. And our camera's pulled. 3:04. Just mentioning that position to the right doesn't give you any flexibility. And he actually looked to the right and saw everybody was accelerating around him, and he's like, I don't really have anywhere to go. It's kind of over. And that'll happen for a lot of riders in this group, because it'll be like, you know what's easy right now? Let's go to the left and get on that pace of that group down the sprinter's lane. But as soon as you make that decision, if you're too many riders back, you're basically eliminating yourself. Oh, we have a volunteer here, early exit. One rider already out from the group here. 3:19 coming up here, so. All right. Watching down the back straight here. We're still eliminating down to 6 before we're really kind of calling it the race at that point. Right now, it's all about thinning the field down. You just got to survive these early laps to make it into the top podium positions in the race. Watching along the rail again. It's Branson making a nice move for Apex Racing to hold in. 3:12, 3:12. That's Gene Wainwright found that time. If you're having a good time tonight, don't forget Friday Night Racing happens every single week as long as it's not raining. We're here at 7 o'clock for this fun evening event. We'd love to have you back for some more. Check velodrome.org/calendar for a full schedule of all events here at the Velodrome. Oh, man. Branson's already shaking his head. He says, not feeling it this time. He knows it's him. It's 3:18, 3:18. It's a tough place to be in along the rail there, making those accelerations every single lap. But for some, it's preferred. You'd rather have the effort than rest, than just the consistent effort that you see these riders that are down in the left part of the track. They've just been on the pace the entire time. Some riders train differently for different styles, and they prefer different types of efforts. Z-Dog finding his way out, raises his hand, says, yep, I know it's me. All right, it looks like another volunteer on this lap. So already have a volunteer off the back as Brett will be pulled this lap. early volunteer. Continue to thin down the field here. All right, so looking to get down to 5 to really kind of end this race. So we're still got about half this field to pull. Hyun Lee wagging his head on his way out. 309 finds his exit. Let's see. It's not down in the sprinters lane. 334. Kit Colbert. I was watching the sprinters lane thinking it might catch. The Don Wells survives another lap. All right, another sprint. Look around the right side. Joe Springer making a nice move to stay in another lap. 327, 327. That's Tim Pierce for Fell Swoop. You could see him trying to nudge his way in the middle there. Just couldn't find quite enough room for his wheel. Eight riders still in this group. 3 to pull before we're down to the final 5 and for the big last sprint. Oh, man. 308. 308. That's Don Wells. It was close. I was thinking it might have been on the outside, but it's just barely our rider there in the middle of the group. 2 more to eliminate. Who's going to survive? Keep watching Spranger doing all this effort. Joe Spranger, the rider in black and blue at the back of the field, having to go around the outside over and over and over again. It might be wearing him down a little bit. He's starting to show us the wear and tear. 333, the young man I was just talking about. They finally call his number. This is our last pull. Cal Spranger is the rider driving the pace. Ben Flaum on his right in black and orange. The pace setters have been safe this race so far, just sitting on the front on their consistent efforts. It's now going to be 2 riders in the back right part of the group here. And as I look at Malakoff and Leopold, oh, both accelerating. They've got the speed. It's 3-2-3. Both riders on the outside make it. That's David Mullen for the Hawkins-Berman team. Mullen. All right, coming into this lap, it will be the bell. There's no elimination here. This is the bell lap. 1 to go. Here's our top 5 riders. Who will be the winner in our elimination here for the Cat 3s? Ben Flaum moving up to the front in the black and orange. We have a woman that's decided to race in this category as well, as Kelly Darlene is the second rider in this group. She's made it in here. Adam Leopold. Oh, man. Itai Malakoff and Elmer Jr. right on the wheel. Here comes the big acceleration. Kelly Darlene starting to accelerate from the front. May she have enough to make the move? Ben Flaum says, I don't know. Can I match this? Darlene up and out of the saddle, away from the front of the group. Benjamin Flaum for second. It'll be Kelly Darlene across the line first. Itai Malakoff with clean the top 3 positions out. Kelly Darlene. What a ride. Upcoming Cat 1-2 man to the rail, please. Is this a new race in the race now, Andy, that I need to watch for? Man. We have a warning to 323 for language in the previous race from the officials. I didn't issue it, I promise. All right, another fast neutral, not a surprise. So the same rules apply. Last rider, each lap gets pulled. We're going down to 5 in the Cat 1-2 men. Look out, this is gonna be fast. You saw in the last race, it was the riders that got themselves into the tempo that all survived. Those riders that kind of made it to the front left of the wedge early apparently had the motor needed. We'll see how this group decides to orient themselves. Currently, they orient themselves behind Maddie Hers, number 15 for Keller Rohrbach. And there's the whistle. They're giving the go-ahead. Next lap, we're going to start pulling. Who's out first? A couple riders for Found Cycling are going to need to reposition themselves, as will Eric Waterman. They're going to be along that long trailing edge as the formation has lots of room to move on the right, but they've got a long ways to go. Again, limiting down to 5. This will actually be a slightly shorter race in terms of laps than the last races. There's a few less competitors, but it's moving along very quickly. Not surprising. Along the rail, watch for Waterman to come into position. Will he be able to find the acceleration and beat someone to the left? Looks like he might be able to. 20 is found. I didn't make it. 2-0. So Waterman, not quite enough acceleration there as he was making the move. Just not quite there in time. Things are cooking along nicely, and we still have lots of laps to go. The speed will just be consistent throughout this event. Pryhuber making a move along the rail. 32, 3-2. Carl Hofer, he shows that he's identified that one of our Audi racers gets caught there, right in the middle. Again, the outside makes the move, and you'll see this a lot. Now, this might be a bit of a last-ditch kind of effort, as riders sometimes will do this too, right in the middle of the race. They'll move up to the front to take the front position, rather do the sprint early, as Vern Cole repositions himself way up in the front. 36, 3-6. That was awfully close between him and Siegel, I believe, side by side. The rider on the outside gets enough acceleration to hold on, as Alex Siegel, the rider in the white and blue, is the rider at the very tail end of what will be yet another move needed to come around the outside of the field. Mentioned those efforts that riders prefer earlier. Siegel certainly falling into the camp of sprinter, appreciating the go and slow down mode here. Number 8 knows it, Chip Chase. Old Chip is found down there in the sprinter's lane. Didn't have anywhere to go, and he saw it. We still have plenty of riders to get from the field here down to 5 in our Cat 1-2s. The next field up will be women. We'll be eliminating to 3 in the next group. Women competitors are up next. (39-39) It's Chris Wilson for Found Cycling. On the stream right now, we get a front view from Galen Erickson, our rider in blue and red out there. He's wearing bib number 30, and he's always in the middle of this field, so we thought we'd get a good view from the front of his bike. As he maneuvers right in the middle, it'll be someone behind him who's getting eliminated here. 19-19. Vern Cole, another Liquid Velo competitor, found there. Continuing to work our way down. As you can see, the front of this field, nice and consistent on the pace. There's a couple Broadmark riders, if you're watching on the stream. Number 1, Andrew Collerberg, sitting there right alongside his teammate, Nick Martinez, who's now found himself at the front of this group. Number 2, Center Cycles finds Kenny Williams. Maddie Herr is also fighting for position at the front. One of the riders that's want to be on this tempo. That's number 15 in the black. Coming into position, as is Andy Baker, moving up towards the front of this thing. Again, our eyes move to the rear for where the sprint is. The laser's got to pick things up here. I think he'll do so. 38-38. He's aware. Ludo Max found there. It's 11 riders left in the field. That last lap you saw the quick sprint from the junior Henry Kaiser to hold on. He'll have to do a couple more of those as he finds himself in the back of this crew again. (46.46). Isaac Jurassic caught there. Another one of those sprinters that keeps playing the game. Alex Siegel. If you like watching a rider kind of nip people right at the line, he's doing it here in this race. He's going to have to do it again as he's on the wheel of Kaiser. And he moves way up to the rail and again will accelerate well around the field, leaving someone down below him to get eliminated. Number 1, Andrew Karlberg, couldn't find a space there. He's got some teammates that he'll be cheering on in the field still left. John Bowie, a name I haven't called much in this group yet, in this particular race, moves himself into the front position. Now the pace setter, right alongside Hers and Baker, sitting 3 wide at the front. Watch down low. 3-0-30 are in the race. Action is caught out. Sorry about that, Billy. (30) is eliminated last lap. 30, Galen Erickson. 3-0. 30. And in the pole here, number 6. Number 6. All right, got a little confusing there for a moment. We are good. Two laps remaining here as we now have 6 riders. This will be our last elimination. Top 5 in the elimination race about ready to be found here. Who's last in? Oh, look down the sprinter's lane. Will Maddie Hers have enough? It's going to be a big sprint here across the line. 15. 15. All right. Maddie Hers, our last eliminated rider. Now the group's down to 5. And the next thing they hear is the bell, and it'll be 1 to go. It's John Bowie in the black and green. Nolan Adams in the pink for Dyna Racing. I've got Andy Baker and Nick Martinez sitting side by side for Pipe Rodmark, the 2 riders in white. And Henry Kaiser for the Jerry Baker Juniors in the orange helmet, making it to the top 5. Here we go, 1 to go. Who's going to be our victor tonight? Everybody's waiting for the move. Nick Martinez is just kind of playing around on the pedals up along the blue line. It'll be Bowie that makes the first move out of turn 1. He's up and out of the saddle and quickly accelerating. He's got one heck of a finishing speed. Will anyone be able to catch up to him? Nolan Adams, also known for some quick finishers. Can he get up there? Baker's down low in his grips. He's trying to get up there, but it's going to be Bowie blowing things up right up from the line. John Bowie all the way around the track, our winner for the elimination. Baker comes across the line second. Nolan Adams will be our 3rd place finisher. Jerry Baker Jr. is getting a rider here in the top 5. Nick Martinez will clean up and be on those top 5 positions. Whoo! Women competitors to the rail. Well, that was fun. Eliminating down to 3 is a quick reminder. I know our officials will remind you as well. This is down to 3. On deck is the Cat 4 men for the win and out. Thirteen riders. All right, the women competitors in the neutral for their elimination. We're going down to 3. Only 3 will be able to survive for that fun finishing sprint. All right, coming out of the neutral in a moment. Once again, we'll watch the riders at the back of this field for who's going to be eliminated. As we thin things down, the whistle blows, and off we go. Nielsen takes the front, a rider in red for Audi Racing, number 111. Next lap around will be our first elimination. Don't forget racing streaming on Facebook and YouTube. We'd appreciate the thumbs up, the share, the subscription would really help us. If you're out there right now watching online, don't forget to give a little love to the channels here that we're promoting from. We are watching Coach Cam here as Coach Amara is out there in the middle of the field. She's got plenty of kids from the junior team racing in this women category. So if you're on there watching that view and enjoy what you're seeing, put that thumbs up there and help us out. We'd appreciate it very much. All right, who's going to get pulled first? 2:02. Almost had enough. One of our juniors in the field getting caught on the first lap. Hard to fit much promo stuff in here as these races have so much going on. Every single lap, we have to keep our eyes peeled to what's going on. Talking about keeping it peeled is Dennis Crane down there, DBC Photos. Got his eyes on the action always. DBCphoto.com here, catching every lap. Oh, man. 16 at the bottom. 1-6. $116 it is. Another close one. That's right, dbcphoto.com. If you didn't get a good picture of the Kiddie Kilo too, go check out the website after tonight. dbcphoto.com. We'll have some great shots from that race as well. All right, who's our next one? We're watching the outside already. One of our juniors starting to feel it. 205. That's Leah Hulslander. Cool to see one of our riders tuning in as well and commenting on the race action. I see Adam on there commenting on his race, Adam Leopold. All right, let's see here. Oh, Liquid Velo shaking her head. It's 113, 113. Emily Alexander knew it was coming. Down to 3, so we still have plenty more to eliminate. I see 6 riders still to pull. So at least 6 laps more, depending on if it stays without any no pull laps. It'll likely be 6 laps remaining of elimination. Oh, Bella down there in the sprinter's lane. Oh, man, does she have enough? 201, 201. Bella just barely caught theirs. I could see her putting in her effort. Just not enough. Seeing the riders, if you're watching the stream right now, they're nicely lined up as Amara's one of the last riders in this current formation. She's going to be one of the ones coming around the outside to stay in this field, as it's now Jenna Lingwood that's going to set the pace. Everyone is going to have to fan out behind her. Here they come. Oh, geez. 204. 204. Calculated effort. Did you see that? So Amara saw that she needed to sprint, but not too much. And all of a sudden, a rider comes into her view, and she pulls up another gear and says, all right, I got to give just enough. And it was close. Almost not enough to stay in. But she'll manage another lap here. 4 riders to pull. It's still Lingwood on the front. The bright jersey of Jenna looking around saying, okay, who's going to come up next? Feeling safe there now. 222, 222. Lucy's got some fans, and she's out. A nice race from her. Another one of our juniors making this field. Speaking of junior that's still out there, I see Danny Scoville in the orange helmet, who's been improving week to week and doing an excellent job here this season. If she can make it in the top 3, she might be a favorite to win this thing. We'll wait to see how this one plays out, as it'll be still Lingwood at the front. Scoville swinging out to come around. Edwards making the sprint. 111 Nielsen. Yeah, you saw that down there in the sprinter's lane. She said, I didn't think they were going to catch me. But every rider besides her was able to fan out and come across the track. Nice and wide, so unfortunately nowhere else to go. 2 riders to pull still. We're getting down to the final riders. Lingwood, Scoville, Williams are the front 3. Coach looking down saying, I don't know if I got another one in me. .103. They're saying 2 to go because they're about to get the bell soon. This will be the last elimination upcoming. Catherine Wade-Easley, the rider in blue, still in this field also. She's been not called down yet, but she makes it into these top 4 spots. Rider eliminated this lap is in 4th place. She's right alongside Williams and may not have a lot of room to move. We'll see if she's able to find a spot to stay in it. As Williams accelerates, will Wade-Easley find what she needs to do here? 208, Wade-Easley. Saw it coming. She almost found the room. Then she tried to look down left. That didn't work for her either. Close. Top 3 now. We got Danny Scoville with that orange helmet. It's Jenna Lingwood with the bright neon jersey. And in the dark blue is Annette Williams. Next thing to happen will be the bell ringing, and it will be 1 to go to find our top 3 spots. Here we go. Who's going to make the first jump? It's a 3-woman sprint right now as everyone's looking around waiting for the move. Jenna's looking over the left shoulder. That's the guarding position saying, go ahead, make the move. Go for it. I dare you. Jenna still on the front, waiting for somebody to come into view. Annette Williams waiting as long as possible, as is Scoville. She says, I can beat you to the line if it's not too long. Lingwood still waiting. There's the move. Everyone down the back straight. It's just going to be a 200-meter all-out sprint. Scoville finds herself at a disadvantage almost immediately and begins to pull up. It's going to be Lingwood and Williams. Lingwood, Williams, Lingwood coming out of the corner at the front position. It's going to be Annette Williams at the advantage of the draft. Can she slingshot around? Williams will barely get it, I think. Woo! Jenna Lingwood just almost got it there, but it's going to be, I think, Annette Williams unofficially with the sprint needed in the last moment. Woo! And how about Scoville as well? Danny Scoville making it in the top 3. Fantastic race for her. Cat 4 man, the rail is yours. Come on up. Thank you.
It's a good world. Good world.
All right, in the neutral, this is a win and out. So riders at the front, not at the back, we're going to be watching. The first bell will be for first place, and that bell rings at only 10 laps to go out of a 12-lap event. That's pretty fast. 2 laps into the race, you get a bell for first place. If you get that first place, not only do you get a top position in the race, you also get to be done early. So you get to take a longer rest before your third race. That's kind of like a double bonus in the win and out. Really quickly here, as our riders are getting started, I do want to mention and give a little bit of special extra thanks to one of our sponsors today, as we have a lot of great community partners. One of them over there in turn 2 has been with us for years now is Greg Cycles. They've got locations all over the Seattle area. You can get great service, fantastic products, and the most helpful service people in the Seattle area. Greg Cycle is your place to go if you're looking for service on your bike, you're looking for a new thing to get out there on the road, on the track. You're into mountain biking, whatever it is you need help with, Greg Cycles has got you covered. Our thanks to Greg Cycles for once again being a sponsor here in 2021 for the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome. Racing is underway. The first bell is at 10 laps to go, everybody, and that's going to be that bell for first place. So the mind game here, if you can put yourself in the spot of one of these racers, is you're calculating if you think you're strong enough to win, the shortest distance you can race this race and win is only 3 laps. But that's also, a lot of other riders are going to be like, that sounds pretty awesome. I can be done in 3 laps. So that may be the hardest sprint of all to win. Maybe it would be better to wait and see if second or third is a little less competitive. You never know. So there's an opportunistic kind of cost to this race. If you're going to go for one of the big early sprints and you don't make it, there's not a lot of recovery time, as the sprints are every 3 laps. So riders that don't make it into that first place and they go for it, you're kind of out for second, and you might just be done overall depending on how fast the field is. We'll watch and see how this field plays it out, as right now we're coming into already the first bell. First place next lap. Who wants to get it? I could have called this man making the move. It's 4:20, Stan Douglas. He loves the fast finish. He wants to be done with the race too. He says, let's get out of here. The big move coming down around on the home straight. But it's going to be Ryan Meinhardt making the second move now, the rider out of Audi. And already it looks like he's away enough to start calling it in his name, but it's still a chase. Will Meinhardt be able to hold on to this thing? He's looking around to confirm. Meinhardt finds the front. 4:37. Mr. G was chasing, but didn't get up there just in time. Hey, but look at the position you're in, Mr. G. Are you going to roll with it or sit up? That's the question he has to ask now. He's already done the effort to sprint. If he just keeps going, he could stay away from this field, potentially. And then he's just got second place wrapped up. It's Mr. G still on the front. At this point, you do just have to kind of commit to the race. If he wants to take second place, he has to keep pedaling and not let this field react and respond and catch him. Looks like it's David Gilchrist, the rider who's currently serving to pull the field through. The gap has maintained over the past couple of laps, and it will be the bell lap now. Can Mr. G hold on here? Dyna Racing certainly cheering for him, as Scott will be hearing the bell soon. The opening is still pretty big here. Scott's looked back. He says, I think I can do this. Second place to the line next time around. Looking calm and collected here. And I don't think the field's doing a lot to try to catch him anytime soon. It's Will Fowler, number 444, that's kind of at the front of the group. Carson Funt making a move. Number 415. Can he close that gap down? Mr. G looks back over his shoulder and sees nobody because there's nobody there. The closing speed's pretty impressive. I don't think it'll be enough, though. Carson may be moving too late. Dyna Racing on pace here. .434 finds his exit. Second place for a rider in pink. Carson Funt says, what do I do now? If you're a good student of the sport, you just saw what Scott did a couple laps ago. He didn't win the sprint, but he was out in front and he just kept going. Maybe he should do the same. I don't know. Could give it a try. This time he won't be alone, though, as it looks like he's got one rider currently kind of get into his draft now. That's going to be Ben Jurassic in the black and the green. 2 youngsters off the front of this Cat 4 men's field. It's going to be Carson Funt at the front. Ben Jurassic catching his wheel. He says, hey, I want to be in the fun. Parker Stanford sees a bunch of young guys out there and says, I think I can jump in on this as well, maybe making a group of 3 off the front, and this might be a cool sprint for third. The white helmet of Funt still leading things out. Right behind him, the white helmet of Jurassic, the rider in black and green as the bell's ringing. Parker Stanford nearly catching. These will be our 3 riders sprinting now for third place. Jurassic making a really well-timed move and hasn't had to do any effort yet on the front for Carson, but Funt's looking pretty strong too. It's going to be 2 riders coming through the back straight that are going to be sprinting this thing out. The rider in black and the green has the big advantage now being in the draft. He's going to be able to sit in there and then make his timing. He decides to go out through turn 3. They'll be sitting side by side for most of the rest of this sprint. Now it'll be Funt losing the leading edge to Jurassic. And it'll be 4:32, finds the third place finish. And the interesting thing here is Funt's thinking like, come on, I didn't get that one either. But he's still off the front. And the field is pretty far behind him. The only thing he's got behind him right now is one chasing rider. And they're still not up to him. So if he could keep on his pace, at 1 to go, the bell will ring for 4th place, and he could still be able to find that. He just has to reinvigorate himself and hold on a little longer. Couple laps to go here for Funt. And Stanford is also deep in his effort. If he can catch, he's thinking, I might be able to get that position. What are you talking about? The field not being able to organize enough yet to get up there. All the rest of the positions will be sorted on this last sprint, so we'll get 4th and 5th and all the rest. So riders still have something to sprint for here. Carson hurting from 2 efforts in a row. He says, man, can I do this? The field's getting a little closer. Parker Stanford's caught his wheel. Get some help from the home crowd here. Carson, can he get something for this effort? He's been out here a long time. 1 to go. 1 to go. 1 to go. This is for 4th, 5th, and all the rest. It's Funt leading down the back straight. His buddy on the team, though, as Parker Stanford comes alongside of him. He's like, I remember this happened. I don't like it. Don't you dare come alongside of me. Oh, man. The charge coming from the field, though. It's not over yet. Look out for Top Gun, the rider in white, making a big move here. It's James Campbell Harris coming up alongside. Oh, and look out for Jacob Loon. I believe that's going to be 2 couple riders. Whoa! Parker Stanford holds on. I think it's 4-1-1. James Campbell Harris flies in for 2nd. And I might have been mistaken there, as I believe that was Colin Stotts coming in for the 3rd place finish. The other rider to make the big jump up to the front. Nicely done. All right. Cat 3 men to the rail, please. Great racing here tonight on this Friday night. We've got one more series of races. The distances go way up, but the sprinting just gets crazier here, folks. We got points racing coming up for our 4 fields tonight. First up, our Cat 3 men for a 6x5. That's a 30-lap race about ready to start. Off we go. Woo. Neutral lap next time around. If they're together, we'll get them started. This is going to be points racing. The next several fields will all be following the same rules, so I'll go through them now. Points racing is done this way. On certain laps, riders get points if they're at the front of the field. It goes 5, 3, 2, and 1 to the first 4 riders in that order. The way we determine how many of those sprints there are, you can see in the race program it says a 6x5. That means there's going to be 6 sprints separated by 5 laps for a total of 30 laps. The only thing that changes is on the final sprint, it's worth double the points. So the last sprint is 10, 6, 4, and 2. That makes that last sprint very important. And in a longer race like this, I must mention, lapping the field is worth 20 points. So if you can get all the way around and catch the field, that's another way to get some value here. There's that whistle saying racing is underway. And off we go. We're getting a good look there from Carl Pratis' view as we look back at the whole field, swinging down into the sprinter's lane. He'll take the lead lap. First bell after about 4 laps here. We'll hear it at 26 to go. In a longer race like this, you've got lots of opportunities and ways to win it. It's a combination of endurance and top speed in the points race. Gene Wainwright takes the lead spot. In the early laps, our riders maybe with less endurance are going to try to take advantage and get points where they can. It's also very important to have a good recovery here, as oftentimes these races are won or lost on how quickly you can recover immediately after a sprint is over. Some of the biggest moves occur in those moments right after the riders are at top speed. That's when everyone wants to catch their breath, and if you're thinking that's your moment, that's when you'll hit everyone else over the top of the head and say, I'm off, I'm away. Don Wells leading us through. Saw 28 to go. A lot of moving around here on the back straight. We now turn our eyes to the front of the race, where you can see 3 riders have popped their way off, and they're hoping to make a move before the bell rings. Next lap will be a bell, and that's okay with these 3. John Levi had a bit of a bike issue earlier tonight. He's back, and he's sorted out the mechanical problems. But he's a rider with some serious motor. He'll try to make a move more than once in this race. He does so now. The field's still fresh enough to catch on. So it looks like they're not going to let him go away. Benjamin Flom, the rider in black and orange. I've called his name a few times. One who is willing to do some work. As the bell is ringing, first points, next lap. Cal Spranger finds himself leading things out. Austin Hilspreth on his wheel. Cal looks like he wants to sit this up. He's not ready to go on this one. Hilspreth looked like he might want to take the jump, but it'll reset momentarily. As it's now Levi finds himself back at the front. Jonathan Levi leading things out in the white bike and the black kit. Benjamin Flom on his wheel. I see Kelly Darlene, our winner from the elimination, 3rd in the lineup. Hilspreth still at the front. He's the 4th rider. It looks like it'll be Levi getting the first 5, as I don't see a lot of challenge here. Levi 5, Flom 3. Whoa, Hilspreth might have gotten the 2 over Darlene. It was awfully close. I'll wait for the call. It was Darlene to get 1 point in the sprint. Hilspreth for 2. Sorry, it's Hildreth. I keep getting that one wrong. Current race leader, Jonathan Levi, with 30, is bib number 319. He's got 5 points. Our winner of the first sprint. Cool to watch where some of our fans online and from all across the world will be able to tune in and watch racing no matter where they are. I see one of our fans currently tuning in and leaving a comment, watching from hospital bed at Swedish Edmonds. We wish you all the best for whatever reason you might be there, but thank you for tuning in online. And if you are doing so, don't be afraid to leave a comment. Occasionally I'll turn and check it and be able to call out our riders here. A little hard for me to multitask too much, but it's awfully fun to have the online community interaction as well. All right, so our early leader, where did he find himself here? It's the rider, it's 319, 319. Middle of the pack right now, but he's the rider with 5 points. Next lap, the bell rings. It's a long lineup. If you're anywhere near the back, it's an awfully long ways to get up to the front for any points. So riders starting to consider where they're going to be here. Slowing momentarily, riders riding high above the blue line as we await the next sprint. Benjamin Pflaum is leading things from the blue line. Right down the middle of the track, he'll go ahead and slot into the sprinter's lane if no one else wants it. Hildreth, the rider in second position in blue, has 2 points, currently third in the race. He's trying to find some more. Right behind him, I believe that's going to be Cal Springer, who has yet to find points, trying to find some more here. Kelly Darlene also finds herself at the front looking for more. So lots of our points getters here trying to pick up more. Pflaum just holding pace, looking very strong from the front. He should be able to find something here. Cal Springer makes the move for 5. Hildreth, I think, finds 3. Pflaum finds 2, and I think Darlene found 1. That looks to be a lot of riders that are in a big tie here, if I'm not mistaken. 4 riders all tied up at 5 apiece. Yeah, after 2 sprints, it's going to be Levi, Hildreth, Pflaum, and Springer, Calvin Springer, all with 5 points apiece and tied for the first place position right now. It's Kelly Darlene sitting in 5th with 2 points. That's right, we have 4 up tie right now with 5 points apiece. Levi, Hildreth, Pflaum, and Springer all tied up with 5 points apiece at the lead of the race. 18 to go. Good time here in the middle of our points races to go grab a quick bite on your way out from Tabasum if you're ending your evening a little early here tonight, or if you're feeling those evening hungers set on. Tabasum's still here, ready to serve you some delicious ready-made pies full of all sorts of delicious savory flavors and great seasoning. You can either do the meat side or the vegetarian side. They got you covered. And no waiting, they made them earlier. They're just keeping them warm and ready for you. Tabasum right behind the building, ready to go. Seeing 17 on the lap cards. It'll be Pratis sitting comfortably at the front of the field now. He's without points yet, so maybe trying to position himself ahead of the next bell, which you'll hear next time around. Zequan Peterson, Z-Dog as he's known, sits at the front. I don't think it's fair for one man to have 2 names cooler than mine. His real one and his nickname. I think that's too much, honestly. With the bell ringing, points next. That's Kit Colbert leading in the sprinters lane, but it will be Benjamin Pflaum that takes the front now. Seeing a lot of the same names in this race, as will be some similar riders that are the movers and the shakers of everything. Speaking of moving and shaking it up, here comes Levi to break this tie. Jonathan Levi comes out from mid-front of the field, finds the 5. Benjamin Pflaum is coming in for 3. Darlene, maybe. Oh! Branson might have found 2. I'm going to wait for the call as 3 riders sprinted for the 2 points. Whew. All right, so Darlene did not find a point in that sprint. It was that tight, though. It will go in the current, here's our current point standings. It'll be Levi with 10 as our current leader. Pflaum is in second with 8. Both Hildreth and Calvin Springer have 5 points and currently are tied in third. I got 2 riders with 2 points. It's David Branson and Kelly Darlene. After the previous sprint, it was David Mullen that found 1 point. Our current unofficial numbers. 13 to go, and the next sprint at 10 to go, bell at 11. 319 is in the middle of the field, and our current race leader. Move off the front here will include a couple of our riders that have been active this evening, as Kelly Darlene is joined in with Adam Leopold and David Branson Branson looks over his shoulder. The rider for Apex Racing making a move off the front. Riders keeping it tight here, though. Not allowing this gap to get too big. If you're enjoying yourselves tonight, you're just kind of wandering into the velodrome and seeing what's up. This is Friday Night Racing. We're here every week at 7 o'clock. If you're having a good time, we'll be here again, as long as it's not raining. That's our worst enemy around here, which is why we are typically a summer sport only. Our field's sitting up as the lead three are caught, and they're about to come into the bell lap. Joe Spranger at the front, looking over his shoulder, waiting for the next move to come in. Benjamin Flom has made this move from the blue line time and time again. He may have to do it again as he'll just kind of cruise his way towards the front. Joe not giving up the front yet. Kit Colbert right on his wheel. Here comes the race leader right down the center. He's found a nice little window. Levi maneuvering nicely. Hildreth matches speed, as does Calvin Spranger. Ooh, this is a good midway sprint here. We'll see if it's a big fight for it or not. Levi holding on for 5. Whoa, Calvin Spranger for 3. Austin Hildreth for 2. Current race leader is still number 319. No surprise, after winning another sprint, he's got 15 points. Next closest rider behind him is 2 riders with 8. I have both Flaum and Calvin Spranger with 8 points apiece. Currently in 4th is Austin Hildreth with 7. After that, I've got 2 riders with 2 is both David Branson and Kelly Darlene. 2 riders with 1 is Tim Pierce and David Mullen. Matches our officials' records, so we're on schedule here with the most recent announcement. Danny Scoville's got some fans tuning into the YouTube channel. It looks like Northwest Cycling Club down in Houston is cheering on Danny. So they're watching you race wherever you're at, Danny. One more chance to race later. We'll see her and the rest of the women competitors for their points race just after the Cat 1-2 men, which are our next group up. Our field's seeing 7 to go, only 2 sprints remaining. Remember, the last one's worth double. Our leader has built up a nice buffer here. Not enough to stop working, though. The race for second is very close as there are 3 riders within a point of each other, 2 with 8 and 1 with 7. See if I can help you locate where those riders are. One of them is Calvin Spranger. He's sitting in the middle back of the field with the white bike and the black kit. I know that matches the look of Jonathan Levi, who's also in there with the black kit and the white bike. The difference being the blue of Levi is a little bit more noticeable from over here, but bib number 319, our current race leader. Spranger is number 332 with 8, as well as Benjamin Flom, 328. He's the one who keeps finding his way to the front of the field as the bell's ringing, as it is now. Is he there? There he is in the same spot at that blue line. Another one of our riders trying to break this tie and currently racing for second. Jonathan Levi, our current race leader, back about 8 bikes. Look at him move, though. Right down the middle, down the back straight. He's going to come around the right side. He might be able to find his way right up to the front. He's following the wheel of Carl Pratis, who's making a big move. Pratis coming up alongside, trying to find some big points here. It'll be Levi, Flaum, Pratis, and I think Mullen. Our race leader continues to build on his resume. Now he's sitting with a nice healthy pile of points, 20 of them. There's only one rider out there that's even close right now, and that's the rider in second place, Calvin Spranger, with 11. If Levi can get any points in the last sprint and or Spranger doesn't get 10, Levi's got this thing wrapped up. So he's got his eyes marked on the current riders with points. After Spranger, I've got, it's Benjamin Flom that is the rider with the 11 points. That's my mistake on the call. It's Calvin Spranger after that with 8. Austin Hildreth with 7. 3 riders with 2 is Mullen, Pratis, and Darlene. 1 rider with 1 point is Tim Pierce. I also missed David Branson in there as a rider with 2. 2 to go. Calvin Spranger, number 332, currently in 3rd, wants to finish this thing really good as well. He's trying to beat Benjamin Flom, who's out there and has just been riding like a monster from the front of this field. He's actually sitting at the back waiting for a quick recovery. So the rider in the black and orange at the tail end of this thing, currently in 2nd place. He's going to start moving up, though. Watch this as we come into the sprint lap. Current race leader, 2nd wheel down the sprinter's lane, just has to not be out of the sprint and or make sure that Flom doesn't get 10 points. Final lap, 30-lap points race coming to a close here. 1 to go in our featured event tonight. This fantastic points race. It'll be Flom that gets up to the front again. This man is just on a mission. He leads these things every lap, and he doesn't seem like he can beat him. Oh, Austin Hildreth, though, with a big acceleration. He brings with him Calvin Spranger, it looks like, who's got a nice turn of speed here, trying to find 3rd place for himself into 2nd. Hildreth and Spranger. Big move on the back straight. It'll be Calvin Spranger coming alongside of Hildreth. Who will find it? Hildreth barely, I think. Whoa. I think it was Calvin Spranger really hoping for the 10 points to make sure he beat Flom in the end of it to get in 2nd place. Not sure he got 10, but he might have gotten 8. May not have been enough to change the finishing order. It was awfully close, though, and what a great move by both of those riders. Track is clear. Our next group coming up is the Cat 1-2 men. Come up to the rail. Seven by 5 points race about ready to start for the Cat 1-2 men. Up next, the women. All right, off we go for the neutral. This will be our longest race of the evening, 35 laps. 7 sprints separated by 5 laps apiece. Same rules apply all around. So the same things we talked about in the previous race apply here as well. About ready to get this thing started as our riders look like they're well together. Our final chance for these riders tonight, the points race. And there's the sound of the whistle, and racing is underway. Galen's like trying to take this title away, man. I've been calling Andy Baker the man of lap number 1, and he's Galen's come out here to shake things up. The rider in red and blue goes right away. 2 riders, both equipped with a motor of their own. Now off the front is Andy Baker and Galen Erickson. Have found themselves with a nice opening here, as you can see on the home straight. Baker and Erickson continue now to work as a team. Chris Wilson of the Found Cycling team is doing some work there with John Bowie to catch back on. As you can see, the field mostly coming into contact, a little bit of a gap here and there. Baker's not done yet, though. Okay. Next lap is a bell. All right, the bell's ringing here. Sorry, we got a little short-handed there for the live stream. Sorry for the dead action. 31 to go, and the bell's ringing. Who's going to be our first riders with points? Vern Cole sits at the front right now. Watch for Matty Hers in a really good position, as is Brandon Russell, the rider in dark green, right behind the leader. Matty with that white helmet and the black kit with some bright highlights. All right, it's going to be Brando coming to the front. Brando the Mando for 5. Bowie, 3. Matty Hers, 2. Galen Erickson looks to pick up the 1. Transition? No. Okay. Never mind. Back up. Getting a look there on the online view if you're watching the stream of Galen Erickson in the race. He's in the thick of it currently with 1 point, putting him in the top 4 positions right now. And he moves near the front of this field as things start to swerve up to the front and up to the rail. Move coming from underneath, though, as it looks like it'll be Ludo Max now to make the next move to reaccelerate things. At 27 to go. It's Baker at the front. Currently without points. He's going to try to figure out how to change that up next time. Our race leader right now is Brando Russell, number 6 for Found Cycling, the dark green. Matty Hers, number 15, is 3. John Bowie with 2. Galen Erickson with 1. You can see the move accelerating down to that sprinter's lane as riders and up and out of the saddle, beginning to move up to speed ahead of the bell. Bowie moves up track, resetting things a little bit. Kenny Williams has got daylight now in front of him. He moves to the right as the bell's ringing. Who's next to take the move here? Sprinter's lane's open for you-know-who. Galen Erickson makes the move. He does it quickly. A nice acceleration for him out of the saddle, and he's well ahead of the rest of this field. The recovery move here now coming from Baker, who has to make this jump up quickly to get under the rear wheel. He was able to do so. Baker now swerving along in the right-hand side of Erickson. It'll be Baker coming up to the front, trying to find 5 in his first points. Kaiser and Bowie. It'll be Bowie getting 3, Kaiser for 2, and I think Brando Russell still found 1. Warning to number 15, Matty Hers, for entering the sprinter's lane while occupied. That's a warning from the officials for entering the sprinter's lane while another rider was there. Just a warning for number 15. With the 1 point in the last sprint, Brandon Russell holds on to the lead. He's got 6. After that, 2 riders with 5 is Baker and Bowie, both with 5, tied in second place. Matty Hers is 3 points, currently in 4th. Henry Kaiser got 2 in the last sprint, and Galen Erickson still has 1. 23 to go. Seeing Galen Erickson's view as he swings up to the right and resets himself back into this field. Chris Wilson, the rider at the front, to reposition now and swings up to the right. Nick Martinez is the leader on this pain train, coming around the track this time at 22 to go. Plenty more sprints to sort this thing out. Moving up track quickly. He wants to reset, and so does the rest of the field, not willing to do the work. And Galen Erickson says, no problem, I'll take the lead spot. Good view of the track there. Nice, beautiful view of him riding alone off the front right now. It's Erickson making his solo effort here, but it'll be probably at an inopportune time, as in any moment we'll see around his right side will be this sprint starting to accelerate and catch him. At 21 to go, he'll move up and give room for Ludo Max. And now Matty Hers finds his way to the front. Found a lot of points in the first sprint, nothing yet in that previous one. Now here comes a big move from the middle of the field. Isaac Jurassic gets one locked and loaded, and he comes out of turn 2 on a mission. Matty Hurst says, I've seen this move before. Let me show you. He just makes a big one around turn 4. Matty Hurst for 5. The sprint is on for 3. It'll be Nolan Adams, Andy Baker for 2, and John Bowie, I think, finds the 1. Our leader currently in a very close race after this number of sprints. We got Matty Hers with 8 in the lead. Andy Baker in second with 7. John Bowie in third with 6. In a tie with Brandon Russell with 6 points. Those 2 riders in tie for third. After that, it's Nolan Adams with 3. Henry Kaiser with 2. Galen Erickson with 1. Look at this move. Found cycling off the front is Chris Wilson, number 39, on the solo attack. Taking advantage of the slowing right after the previous sprint. I mentioned this way back at the beginning before the racing started. When everyone wants to take a moment to pause and break, that's the perfect time. If you're feeling like you got some strength to show, make the move. Get out in front of the field and then put in a good effort. Really good for these riders that are looking for tempo as their effort. They want to settle in and drive it. And that's exactly what Chris Wilson's doing now. 17 to go. He's got to be out there for 2 more laps before he can find points. The field's starting to get a little active. If they've been keeping track of who's been at the front, he has not yet gotten any points as our rider off the front. So the field is not in total emergency mode. You can see that they're moving, but they're not too worried about the 5 points yet for Chris Wilson. He's on pace for 5 next lap. Here we go. Points next lap. The field coming to view there is led by Carlberg, and the rest of the field now behind Brandon Russell, one of our riders with points. The distance still pretty big there for Chris Wilson. Nobody's going to be able to catch him in time, I don't think. Chris Wilson for 5. Who's going to get the 3? It's going to be his partner, Brandon Russell, behind him. Baker for 2, and Nolan Adams, I think, gets 1.
While the announcers and the officials do math, can we get the podium? Austin, Jonathan, and Calvin. Come to your podiums. Austin, Jonathan, and Calvin, come on over.
In the lead of the race is a tie between Baker and Russell, both with 9 points now. In second by only 1 point, but in third by 1 point is Matty Hers with 8 points. John Bowie's got 6, good for fourth right now. After that, I got Chris Wilson with 5, Nolan Adams with 4, Henry Kaiser with 2, Galen Erickson with 1. Galen Erickson is the rider to make the next move. He's number 30, off and away. Henry Kaiser, a glutton for punishment, trying to chase. He decides, not my move, not alone. He'll save his efforts for the next sprint. But Galen Erickson watched what Chris Wilson was doing. And the field says, okay, I guess the 5 points got away from us again here, folks. Galen Erickson off the front. Here he is, coming on the home straight. 2 more laps for points. The distance a little over 100 meters now, maybe in the 150 meter range or so between our chasing field and the leader. That's Chris Wilson, the winner of the previous sprint that was leading out the field. As we now look to, once again, our leader coming around out of turn 4. Getting the bell, it's Galen Erickson. 5 points to the line next time around. He does have a point to his name. He's trying to get much higher in these finishing positions with this move. The leaderboard pretty tight right now with a lot of riders still racing in the field as there's plenty of points available. 3 riders will still get something out of this field. Galen already lining up for the 5. They're still pretty far up on this field here. He might choose to do more. We'll see. It depends on what the field does after this. Galen for 5. Here comes the sprint for 3. Baker just over Brando. It'll be John Bowie in the black and green at the back of it for 1. This race continues to be very close, even at the front of it, despite the fact that Galen Erickson picked up the 5. Our leader is still Andy Baker by a single point over Brandon Russell. Baker currently has 12. Brandon Russell has 11. After that, I got Matty Hers with 8. John Bowie with 7. Galen Erickson with 6. Chris Wilson with 5. Nolan Adams with 4. Henry Kaiser with 2. That's exhausting. Matches what the officials have as well. Galen's been found, but here's yet another move as it'll be Martinez and Williams that decide to cruise off next at 8 to go. Number 32, Carl Hofer for the Audi squad is not content to let that one slide away. It's now going to be 7 to go, and the next lap for the bell, Martinez, number 18. Hofer and Erickson now find themselves leading things out. Chris Wilson joining in. Those are the 3 riders at the front edge of this thing. Galen says it's not very long since my previous effort. I'm going to sit up and get back into this field, and everything slows behind his efforts. Ludo Max slides up to front now. Points next lap. Chris Wilson makes the next move. It's number 39. He has 5 points to his name. Matty Hers, one of the riders in the top 5 right now, number 15, is second in the lineup. Look out for Bowie and Adams, Nolan Adams, to accelerate from the middle of this thing. Here goes Matty now around the outside. Keller Rohrbach right off the front, trying to find 5 more points. Here comes John Bowie with a really quick turn of speed. Here, coming out of the turn, Bowie trying to come around the outside of Hers. Hers still holding onto it. Bowie accelerating. Bowie, Hers, Adams. Galen Erickson, I think, for 1. So good to have a cheering crowd. Yeah, it does sound a little bit like we're on a thrill ride here, which is awesome. Galen Erickson makes another move. Only one sprint left, and it's the big double. Here's where we are at the standings right now, folks, and it's getting interesting because the lead keeps going back and forth and it stays tight, but now we have a tie in the lead between Bowie and Baker with 12 points apiece. In third, in a tie, Brandon Russell and Matty Hers with 11 points apiece. After that, I've got fifth place, Galen Erickson with 7, Nolan Adams with 6, Chris Wilson 5, Henry Kaiser with 2. This final sprint will determine a whole lot as there's 1 point separating 4 riders in the top 4 spots. 2 riders with 11 and 2 with 12, and 2 with 11 points. My goodness. Galen Erickson right now off the front is still near the top of the leaderboard with 7 points. He's trying to repeat what he did earlier and pick up a big one here at the end, but this is going to be awfully hard. I'm not sure the field's going to be up for it at 2 to go. Chris Wilson, Isaac Jurassic, the rider in black and green, the youngster off the front. Chris Wilson, number 39, in the chase. Our leader in positioning right now is Galen Erickson, though the leader in points, it's a tie between rider number 4 and rider number 3 in the middle of the field there. Rider 4 is actually at the front of that effort to catch. That's the rider in white with the white helmet. I have a slight error on my math, so I'm glad I'm not the officials. At 1 to go, let's see how this thing turns out. Chris Wilson looks around and says, oh, geez, here they come. Andy Baker leading things out. It's going to be Nolan Adams on his wheel. Oh, he's been waiting for the big finishing sprint. Okay, here we go. You don't beat this guy once he gets up to speed. Andrew Carlberg's been in this field and just been waiting for his opportunity to show us his top speed. Carlberg trying to find the big 10. That'll still move him up healthily in this field. Andy Baker says, I need these 6 points. He'll get them. 4 more for Bowie, and I believe Hers held on for 2. It might have been Brandon Russell, though. Awfully tight. Whew. My apologies for a little bit of mismath there coming into the final sprint. Velodrome.org/live will soon have the correct results. All right, our field's making their way off. Women to the rail, please. Don't forget, if you're still hanging out and watching, you must be enjoying what you're seeing. Just, it would be really awesome if you could scroll on down to that thumbs up button. Even better, toss a subscription in the way of the channel. That really helps us with getting more views and more eyes onto what's going on up here. Helps more people know that there's great things happening up here in Redmond. We've got some fantastic weekly racing during the summer. Thank you very much for your support and your help. Five by 5. It's a 25 lap points race for the women. 5 sprints separated by 5 laps each. Same rules as you just saw from the previous 2 races. Don't forget, more fun racing on the 4th. Competitors, don't forget to sign up. Our athletes, we need to get on there and register for racing. It's a 1 p.m. event, and in addition to being a fun middle of the day race, we'll be throwing out some pretty awesome prizes and preems. It'll be a fun celebration on the 4th. We'd love to have you join us. We'll be streaming as well. You can find that on YouTube and Velodrome, and Facebook. Oh, man. Speaking of that, you can find us on all the socials at JB Velodrome. You can search us on Twitter and Instagram. Also search for the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome on Facebook to give us a follow and get all those updates up to the minute so you know what's going on here at the track. Good reminder here as well that I mentioned a couple times, especially on a Kiddie Kilo night, we've got education here at the Velodrome, and one of our favorite things to promo is that we are very proud of our community where we teach people how to be great lifetime athletes. And this is a great place to learn it because here in our velodrome, there's less banking in the corner. It's not as extreme. It's a gentle giant, as we kind of call it. And for that reason, it's a great place for kids to learn track cycling. And we have some ways for kids to get involved out here. You saw the Kiddie Kilo every other Friday, basically the first and third Friday of the month. In addition to that, we also have weekly camps that go on throughout the summer. You can get signed up for those on velodrome.org. We also have Youth Try the Tracks, which is just an hour-long opportunity for youngsters to come out here. And guess what? It's free for kids to sign up for that little hour experience. Plus, we give them a track bike from our own rental fleet. Yes, we have ones that will fit youngsters, very small bikes that are set up for them to come out here and compete on as well. So get more information by heading to the home of Velodrome, velodrome.org. Click around on there, especially under the education tab where you can see all the different classes we have on offer. Speaking of which, don't forget the clinic. Sign up for Madison's athletes. If you want to get refreshed on your Madisons, we got a clinic sign up. You'll find it on the clinic's page under the education tab of the website. It'll also be sent out to you directly with the Google form later. Our first sprint will be at 21 to go. Melinda Lingwood pulling out of the way. Catherine Wade easily now takes the front spot. .22 to go. Bell next lap for the women. Bella pulls out of the way for Emily Alexander. Somewhere in between turns 1 and 2, we got some super fans of somebody. I hear the cheers. Our first sprint coming up here, positioning going to be playing into this one, and everyone's still fresh as they know they got 5 sprints. If you're not feeling you got the endurance, now it's time to go and get some early points. Why not? Wade Easley at the front. The pink handlebars take the lead spot, 2:08. Houston's cheering for the orange helmet as Scoville starts to accelerate. Our Houston transplant in the previous year. Moving along quickly. Trying to get down that sprinter's lane. She'll manage to do so. It's Jenna Lingwood also challenging. Catherine Wade Easley holding on to the front of this thing. Can she still find the point? Scoville accelerating big time here. It'll be Lingwood on the outside. Scoville in the middle. And then Wade Easley down to the bottom. I think Gilchrist might have been the rider for 1. For the Point Nokian team, Jenna Lingwood, bib 117, our early leader with 5. Behind her is Danny Scoville with 3 points. That's number 210. 2:08, Catherine Wade Easley's got 2, and Lucy Gilchrist got 1. If you happen to have one of our action cameras down there on the infield, you can return it over at the table nearest the officials. There's the laptop and the setup there. So if you were packing things up and were able to return that stuff, I'd be very appreciative of that. I can also come down and help with that if needed. And the old Allen wrench should be able to get that stuff off. Thank you for our helpful action camera views tonight. And once again, a big thanks to our community for helping sponsor the improvements to the live stream. We indeed are run and operated by a nonprofit organization, the Marymoor Velodrome Association, which thrives off of the contributions of the community and the athletes here tonight. One of the big things we did in our off season was improve the rental fleet to make our classes that much more successful, and of course, some improvements around the track for the live stream so you get some different views and angles from wherever you're at. Thanks to the donations in our community to make that happen. 17 to go. Our current race leader is sitting mid-pack. She's wearing number 117 with that neon kit. Only one sprint, though. As you saw, the Cat 1-2 men in the previous race, every sprint matters. And oftentimes being consistent for a long time is going to pay off big in a race like this. You got to be in a lot of sprints, even if it's just getting 1 or 2 points, can really pay off. 16 to go, and the bell's ringing. And Linda Lingwood finds herself at the front. Lucy Gilchrist on the wheel. Melinda pulls up, though, and says, all right, someone else take it. These are long laps here at the Velodrome. It'll be Heather Nielsen, number 111. Scoville in second wheel position now. Annette Williams accelerating around the outside, leaving Scoville stuck. It's Annette Williams now accelerating nicely alongside, and she'll find the front position quickly. Annette Williams going to pick up 5. It's going to be Jenna Lingwood for 3. Scoville finds 2 points. Give 1 to Nielsen. All right, our race leader holds on to that lead. 3 more points gives her 8 for Jenna Lingwood. In second, Annette Williams and Danny Scoville, both with 5. I've got rider 208, Catherine Wade-Easley, with 2 points. Heather Nielsen and Lucy Gilchrist both have 1. Our leaders sit up above the blue line and allow things to sort of reconfigure and come together again. Catherine Wade-Easley is the rider to now draw that chasing group back up to the front. $13 to go. Race leader still number 117. Down the sprinter's lane, 2 riders, both Scoville and Annette Williams. Scoville number 210, Annette Williams 102. Tied for second with 5 apiece. That rounds out our top 3 in the women's field right now if the race were to end. But it's not over yet. We have 3 sprints remaining, including the big double at the end. $12 to go. Lingwood and Lingwood guarding the front of 2 lineups there. It'll be now Nielsen sneaking up to the front, rotating around quite a lot at the front as nobody's wanting to make a jump except for this rider, Emily Alexander. Rounds it up from turn 2. And lights it up down into the back straight. Now she'll take the front alone. Can she find the 5 points? She's certainly on a tear now. Keep rolling like it's downhill, Emily, to the 5 points at 11 to go. Heather Nielsen, the first one to respond out of the field, number 111 in the chase. Emily Alexander in a very, very good spot. Can she hold on? Losing a little bit of pace on the back straight, but she's got enough distance here, enough of a cushion. I think she's going to be able to hold on. Jenna Lingwood is doing a lot of work to catch up, though, as Scoville and Williams match speed. Oh, man. Emily Alexander just trying to find the 5, darn it. Oh, ow! Lingwood might have got it. Awfully close. Alexander and Lingwood side by side. Lingwood, our not new leader, your new points total. Jenna Lingwood with 13 in the lead. If I'm not mistaken, I got Annette Williams and Scoville tied again, sitting at 7 points apiece. After that, Emily Alexander has 3 points. Catherine Wade Easley with 2. Lucy Gilchrist and Heather Nielsen both have 1. Yeah, that was misread there. So Annette Williams and Scoville not in a tie. I believe Williams with the slight advantage of a point with 7. Putting Scoville at 6 points to match the officials' record. So here we go. A couple more sprints left to go. They're seeing 7 to go now. Second to last sprint upcoming. Mara Edwards now on her pace. Alicia Stotts matches 2:04. Edwards swings back down to join in on what is now 5-rider attack. Most riders sitting up. It'll be Jenna Lingwood to keep on it. Why not? This will cement a victory for her if she can get away from this crew now. Hardest way to win the race is on your own, but it certainly can be easier than sprinting against everybody. The field not choosing to be in the chase too hard right now as Jenna looks down and sees nobody right there at 6 to go. Lingwood, Edwards, and Williams closest in this chase. Alicia Stotts in the dark green is the next closest rider. Catherine Wade Easley in the light blue coming around her right side now. We're still watching our race leader in position for the lap is Jenna Lingwood. Also the leader in points, trying to find 5 more at 5 to go. Lingwood finds 5. Wade Easley, 3. Nielsen, 2. Stotts, 1. Four to go, and our current race leader still hold on to it. They're picking up 5 more in the previous sprint, bringing the total up to 18. Three to go. Catherine Wade Easley leads the main field here through turn 1 now under the Broadmark sign. Seven riders all lined up behind her effort as Wade Easley now pulls up to the right. The big double sprint coming up here shortly. They're going to be seeing 2 to go as Leah Holslander pulls up knowing that the field is getting awfully close. That's our race leader now taking the front position and driving the speed over the line. 2 to go. Jenna Lingwood still on the pace right now, pushing the pedals. through the turn, and we'll come on to the home straight at the lead of this thing in this final sprint to close out this women's race. It's now going to be Lingwood, followed closely by the rest of the field as Edwards has got the wheel, so does Nielsen. Annette Williams and Danny Scoville are next up in that lineup. Our current race leader is the drive-out train. She's just challenging you to beat her at the top speed. Can anybody out-sprint what is now Lingwood on the drive? It'll be Edwards starting to accelerate. Here comes Annette Williams with a big move. Edwards and Williams side by side. Now it's going to be Annette Williams taking a slight advantage. Scoville's coming charging in. Here comes Edwards and Williams side by side. Williams continues to gain speed and distance on Edwards. It'll be Annette Williams, Scoville, Edwards, and Wade Easley to find the points. Woo. Good racing all around. All right, ladies and gents, we got one more for you. 3 more finishers on this field. How about it for our junior competitors here in the women's field? Nice job. All right. Our last group to come race for us tonight will be the Cat 4 men for their points race. This will round out and close out the program. The rail's yours. Come on up, Cat 4 men to the rail. Watch the Exodus. The Exodus. All right, here we go. 20 laps, 4 sprints every 5 for the Cat 4 men. Our final field tonight on this wonderful Friday evening. July is one heck of a great month for racing here at the Velodrome. We carry right on through into August and end our season in the first week of September. This is the prime of the racing action at the track. So if you're having a good time, know that things are only going to get faster and better as we get more and more riders out here, and we bring out the food trucks and the beverage garden starting up soon. We will update you when that comes available. We will be pouring the wonderful libations from Locust Ciders and Poststock Brewery. Best part about it is thanks to them being our sponsors this year, purchases will go directly back into the pockets of the Marymoor Velodrome Association. That's right. Get your Friday night on and support racing and a nonprofit by doing so. Beverage Garden coming soon. We will send out notification to confirm when that is happening, especially on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. In the last field tonight, we'll be racing a points race, the same format we've seen before. Slightly shorter distance, but all the rules still apply. Hoping everybody has a fantastic and safe and fun 4th of July weekend. Hopefully many will be out here to join us for some more racing on Sunday, as I'll be out here announcing and streaming the fun for everybody once again. So hopefully our athletes and our fans will enjoy a little extra track celebration on the 4th as part of your plans. If nothing else, you can go home and just kind of have it on. on the big screen by following our YouTube channel. The channel name is JB Velodrome. You can search for us there, and once the live stream pops up, if you're subscribed, you've hit that bell, you'll get the notification. You can pop right in, put it on the big screen, and enjoy the racing in the background while you hang out and have the grilled out goodies and have that family time. $17 to go. Next lap will be a bell. Ryan Meinhardt, number 437. Mr. G sitting at the front once again for Dyna Racing. Coming into the bell lap. $16 to go, and the bell's ringing. Number 408 is leading again out. That's Colin Stotts. We're the front of this field right now. Everyone lining up behind him, hoping to come around. It will be Meinhardt, the nearest rider behind him, as well as Will Fowler trying to get on this one. Nice move for Colin Stotts, as nobody's been able to find the move around the right-hand side. Will Fowler accelerating. Fowler coming in, Meinhardt. Whoa, nice. I still think it goes to the kid down in the sprinter's lane. I think it's going to go Stotts, Meinhardt, and Fowler, but it was awfully close. My initial call does hold. After review, it was very close, as it will be Colin Stotts for 5, Brian Meinhardt for 3, Will Fowler for 2, and Raul Munoz for 1. Our early race leader is number 408, Colin Stotts. The rider to pick up the first 5 and the winner of the first sprint. $12 to go. Next lap, another bell. Carson Funt at the front. The move coming a bit early here out of turn 3, as I believe that's going to be Parker Stanford accelerating for the Jerry Baker Jr. team. 11 to go. Stanford at the front, number 417. He's got Meinhardt and Funt right behind him, as David Gilchrist also finds himself in the 4th wheel spot. 2 juniors trying to make it in there, as Meinhardt's also competing for points. Look out in the middle of the field is one of our other youngsters zooming up to speed, but it's going to be Meinhardt and now Funt jumping out to the front. Carson jumping around Ryan. He takes the front position with that white helmet. Can he get 5? Ryan may try to re-accelerate, but it looks like Funt might have just enough. He'll get 5. Reinhardt 3. David Gilchrist for 2. Mr. G gets 1.
cannot stir. Just a lesson that I've learned, and so it goes. Tables turn, and you're on your own. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the
8 laps to go. And I have our race leader as Ryan Meinhardt by a single point. He's got 6. Behind that is both Karsten Funt and Colin Stotts with 5 points apiece in a tie for second. 2 points for Will Fowler, 2 points for David Gilchrist, 1 point for Scott Grinsell, and 1 for Raul Munez. Looks like that matches the officials. Seven to go. 437 in the red jersey, very near the front, is the current race leader by just a single point, so he's going to continue to try to be active. He only has 2 more opportunities to pick up points. One of them is coming up awfully soon as we're coming now into this bell lap. He positions himself near the front in the middle of the field. Coming out of turn 4 onto the home straight. Hearing the bell now, one of our juniors, Colin Stotts, 4:08 at the front of this thing. Our winner of the first sprint now trying to do a similar move as he positions himself at the front on the back straight and now just trying to hold off the charge from anyone else in this crew. It'll be 4:08 still in the lead. Can anyone find his wheel and accelerate around Colin? Looking very strong from the front here. Continues to hold off anyone from coming around him. It'll be Colin still. Oh, Stotts on the inside, I believe. 436 is Audi on the outside. That is going to be Funt, and I think Meinhardt still found a point. Our new race leader now is Colin Stotts with 10 points. After that, I got 2 riders with 7. Tied for second is going to be Karsten Funt and Ryan Meinhardt. In fourth place with 3 points is Aaron Rabinowitz. I got to practice that one. 2 points for Will Fowler, 2 for David Gilchrist, 1 for Raul Munez, and 1 for Scott Grinsell. Final sprint upcoming, 3 to go. Our current race leader at the front, 4:08. Sitting in the sprinter's lane and leading the action out. At 2 to go, now our rider is thinking ahead 1 lap to that bell. David Gilchrist gets himself into place near the front, not totally wanting to commit too hard yet as he looks around for the next move. Colin Stotts still sitting near the front. He gives up the front to David Gilchrist, happy to sit on someone else's wheel now. Raul Munez, the rider in white, has a point from this race, trying to find some more in this last opportunity. Karsten Funt, one of our riders near the top of the leaderboards, starting to move into position as well. It's still Gilchrist at the front. Here comes our bell for the final sprint of the night. 10 points to the line, next lap for the leader. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Karsten Funt out of the move from the middle of the field here. Our junior exploding through turns 1 and 2. He's going to be off and away. Munez trying to keep pace. Stotts, our current race leader, still up near the front. It's going to be Mr. G also accelerating. Ryan Meinhardt in position. Here comes Top Gun also accelerating. He's got 1 big sprint left to go, and he'll try to move up to the front. It's going to be the rider in the white catching up to the front 5. It's still going to be led out by Karsten Funt. No one can seem to catch the kid who get away at the line, and he's still on a tear. Karsten Funt for 10. Meinhardt for 6. Mr. G for 4, I believe. Woo. Hey, somebody was excited. The kid picked that one up. I heard you over there in turn 1. All right. That is the end of our racing program as our final riders come across the finish line. What a fun evening of racing that was. Lots of great things going on here in July. We're going to have lots more Friday nights to enjoy. Reminder again about the July 4th racing at 1 p.m. on Sunday. Hopefully we'll see and or be with many of you then. Spectators are free on Sunday, so come join us. Bring the picnic, bring the goods. We look forward to more racing this month and can't wait to see you again here for more racing at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.